Hi, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Ding Stinger Podcast. This next episode of the Ding Stinger Podcast is going to deal with open claims on vehicles. What is an open claim on a vehicle? Well, if you've ever spoke to anyone or a customer that might walk up to you and say, "Hey, I got some damage on my car. Could you come look at it?" And you always run into that if you're wearing your company shirts and you're out having dinner or you're out grabbing lunch, and there's always somebody that's going to recognize you or see you. It happens to me all the time. And customers will bring me over to their car and they'll say, "Hey, look at this spot on right here on my car. It's been bothering me and I really want to get it fixed, but it's probably my deductible is this." And so they have information in their head about wanting to get their car fixed, but they've been ignoring the damage. Now the crazy thing to me is, and what I've been educated to after all of these years of doing this type of work, is that a customer will say, "Yeah, I turned this claim in a couple of years ago, but I just haven't had time to get it fixed. It bothers me, but I just haven't gotten it in to get it fixed." So that is an open claim. When you turn in a claim on a vehicle, or someone in your family who does, or a customer who does, there is something you need to make them aware of right now. And from now on, when you're doing business with people, when you turn in a claim on your car, the insurance company documents the damage on your car. So they know that damage is there, and they have usually written a check to the customer so that they have some funds for repairing the vehicle. Now, when they don't take their car in and get it fixed, there is a certain liability that customer is taken on. The insurance company doesn't mind people driving around with open claims on their cars. Let's take an example of a hail damaged vehicle. Now that's a lot bigger job and a lot more damage all over a vehicle. So someone turns in a hail claim and they've been driving around for let's just say 18 months and they haven't gotten their car fixed. Now what people don't realize is when you have had a certain amount deducted from the value of your vehicle, you are obligated legally to repair that vehicle if it's financed. Legally, they are obligated to repair it if it's financed because the bank has a vested interest in that vehicle. If you're driving around with damage on that vehicle, it's basically worth a lot less than it was before you called the insurance company and turned in a claim. Now, within the system of the insurance company, they have a claim number issued on your car. So say you're driving down the road and here comes somebody who's talking on their smartphone and they sideswipe you. Now you've got damage all down the right side of your fairly new little minivan there, but you have hail damage on it that you never got fixed and you've got an open claim. And say this person who was texting or talking on their smartphone that sideswiped you, they forgot to pay their premiums and they don't have insurance. Goes back to your insurance to pay the claim on the right side. Now, when you show up or an adjuster shows up to look at the vehicle and there is an open claim on your car, they're going to deduct the value of that before they ever even look at the right side swipe on your car. We have customer after customer, year after year, that drive around with open claims that they have turned in and never got repaired. Don't let your customers do this. If there's any way that you can educate your customers to let them know, once you've turned in a claim on your vehicle, get it in and get it fixed. Otherwise, you're taking on a certain liability financially of the loss value of that vehicle. Now, it may not even be correct because the insurance companies write damage on average, from what I see, about 40% low on everything across the board. So the value of a claim may be 40% higher than what they originally said because it does need to be supplemented. But you can get in a small fender bender and total your car out because the value of all of the damage that's on the vehicle drops the value of the vehicle where it's sitting at the moment. So they're looking at a vehicle that has say, hail damage all over it, or it has another small collision claim, say on the left-hand side, and now we're dealing with a right-hand side swipe, that can cause the value of the vehicle to drop dramatically. Now, when you're dealing with some of the insurance companies and some of the large insurance companies out there, the total threshold averages somewhere between 65 and 75%. So if you get into the value through booking the value of the vehicle, it will tell you what percentage you are to the total value of the vehicle. So that's how they decide how a total on a vehicle happens. Now, it's very unfortunate when someone is driving their car with existing damage on it, an open claim, and they get in another accident. You're basically insuring a certain percentage of the value of that vehicle yourself instead of the insurance company. So it's something that you want to make sure your customers realize. Anyone that you know, please let them know and tell them, if you have an open claim on your vehicle, get that in and get it fixed, or get the claim closed. Because no matter what, at that point, it's been documented that the vehicle has damage on it, so it's going to have a certain loss to value. Now, if a bank audits an insurance company, and they'll do it on a mass scale sometimes, where they just send all the information over to an insurance company and say, every customer that you have that we have cars financed, we need proof of continued nonstop coverage on that vehicle. So those are things that can happen, and when it comes up that there's damage on a vehicle and a claim has been paid on it, but there's no proof of repair and you don't have a receipt showing the repair, that can cause a lot of problems. You can actually have your vehicle repossessed by the bank because you're not fulfilling your obligation to the contract that you signed with them when they lent you the money for the car. So these are things that I've learned through the years by having some very heartbroken customers in my shop that get themselves in a bad situation. It's a lot of things that I, initially would have never realized myself until I've dealt with enough situations. So something that keeps you at the top of consideration for anyone who's out looking for repairs. Educate yourself to these things so that when you tell customers what they can expect from their insurance company, and even what they can expect from the lender on their car, that you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, basically. So that's what these podcasts and what the Ding Stinger podcast is all about, is just sharing of information with anyone out there so that you know things that you can tell your customers that will give them the confidence that you are the professional and that you are the best choice for repairs on all of their vehicles. Because when you know the things that help protect someone's bottom line, protects their investment, and basically makes them trust you more than anyone else, that's when you're going to gain a reputation and you're going to build a long-term relationship with customers that is always going to keep you busy. And that's what I'm about, and that's what I want to do in my business. So please comment on any of our videos, get involved. We've been having some great feedback from our podcasts, and we sure hope you're enjoying them. We're enjoying making them, and we're coming up with new topics all the time, and we've got quite a list here. So we'll be dropping these podcasts every Thursday, and we'll be having them available on other venues besides our YouTube channel, but we'll be working on that here very soon. So thanks again for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you on our next episode.